Hello, how you doing? Tim Jones here, and welcome to another edition of View from the Bleachers. Oh, you're probably wondering, why am I dressed up in a lab coat? Well, that's because I was helping out my child with her middle school science fair project. Now, you might be asking yourself, but aren't both your girls in their late 20s by now? Can't sneak anything past you, can I? Well, that's true. And I actually did help them with their science projects about 15 years ago when they were in middle school. But I just love this lab coat. It makes me feel so smart, which is a bit of a stretch when you're a humor writer. So today, I wanted to explain one of the important bonding opportunities for any parent helping their offspring with their middle school science fair project. Now, if you follow my instructions exactly, you just might win back your daughter's love and respect. It didn't work for me, and it probably won't work for you. But hell, at this point, based on how things are going, I think it's time for a Hail Mary. More on the other side. Welcome back to View from the Bleachers. Now, if you have kids, then by the time they reach middle school, it's a certainty they'll turn to their parents for help with their science fair project. Now, in our family, they naturally turn to me because, well, I don't want to brag, but they respected my enormous wealth of scientific knowledge. After all, I've watched more than 2 episodes of Nova on PBS. And it wasn't at all because my wife had told them, I've driven you to 600 soccer practices and 125 piano lessons over the past 3 years. It's time your father got off the couch for once. Go ask him for help. No, that wasn't the reason at all. Helping your child with his or her noble science fair project can be a wonderful bonding opportunity. Parent and child working together to bring a complex endeavor from inception to completion. Now remember, your role is merely to coach, not to take over the project. Use this chance to teach your child a life lesson in taking responsibility. So, just follow my 7-step roadmap, and before you know it, your little wonderkind might learn a lot more than just how many planets are in our solar system. I still say the answer is 9. Pluto's a planet. I don't care what Neil deGrasse Tyson says. Step 1, help your child select a project that is achievable. Kids are naturally competitive. They want to impress their teachers and their parents. So don't be surprised if your child's concept for a project is, a little overly ambitious. When he decides to build a super collider particle generator like this one here, using bicycle parts and silly putty, you might want to counsel him to scale back his plans to something a little more realistic so that he might actually complete his project during your lifetime and not blow up the house, for that matter. Step 2, remind your child of your role in his project. Okay, so you made the mistake of watching that Matt Damon movie, The Martian, with your kid, and now he's decided he's going to build a rocket ship that can travel to Mars and back. Did you by any chance miss step 1 above? The part about choosing a project he can actually achieve? Well, as you get started, remind your little rocket builder that this is his project or hers, not yours. Gently reassure him that you'll be there every step of the way if he gets stuck. Look over the blueprint of the rocket ship schemata. Looks easy peasy, doesn't it? Be sure that you have everything you need. A screwdriver, a hammer, a lathe, rocket thrusters, plutonium, and 4 cases of beer. This might be a little more involved than you thought. Now, notice how your child prodigy gets stuck as soon as he hands you the instruction sheet from his teacher, at which point he may say something like, Dad, can you explain the steps to me? Now, don't stress out. This is an excellent opportunity to teach him or her the lessons of patience, self-reliance, taking a project from start to completion, and going without texting for more than 3 minutes. Step 3, encourage your child when he gets stuck. Don't become concerned if your junior scientist encounters a few asteroids in his journey. That's perfectly normal. He may need a teensy bit of help to help him see the roadblock from a different perspective. Examples of where your child might run into some difficulty include following any of the instructions or taking his earbuds out so that he can actually hear you as you start reading the instructions aloud for him. This is a great chance to model staying positive by complimenting him on his progress. Hey, look at you helping out by sharpening your number 2 pencil. And thanks for taking the time out from playing Angry Birds with your buddy Jason. Attaboy. Step 4, if he continues to be stuck, demonstrate a way forward. At some point, your resident Einstein, while no doubt gifted, may need a little help to get this project back on track. After all, you only have one more week until the deadline, and so far, your little astronaut's biggest accomplishment has, well, been holding a clipboard. When you find that he's struggling, say he appears to have forgotten which end of a Phillips screwdriver to hold, you may need to jump in briefly for guidance. Guidance only. It is essential that you assemble only the first stage of his 15-foot tall booster rocket so that he gets the idea of how it's done, and then step aside and let him take over on building the command module. No, wait. I see from this photo that you finished that stage too, Dad. Well done. Step 5, offer to help with the more difficult steps. Now, great job on assembling the booster rocket and the command module, Daddy-O. Well done. I'll bet you never imagined it would weigh over 3 tons, did you? Looks like you probably should have constructed it in the garage, or better yet, in the gym at the school, as I have no idea how you're going to get it there. But hey, that's how you learn. I see that your little Werner von Braun is not doing so well assembling the Mars rover. You might want to give him a hand with that. And while you're at it, you might want to help him with any other remaining task that doesn't involve him taking a selfie of himself standing in front of the rocket ship that you built without any help from him. But we're not done yet. Be sure to let him plant the American flag on the papier-mâché Martian surface so he can feel the pride of a job well done. Unless, of course, your child is Canadian, then perhaps don't go with the American flag. Just saying. Step 6, keep it fun. You may notice at this point that your little John Glenn Jr. is starting to fade. After all, it's not easy sitting still and feigning paying attention for an entire weekend watching your dad build a rocket ship for your science fair. Look for ways that you can make the experience fun for both of you. Perhaps let him watch one of the NASA videos of the Perseverance rover exploring the surface of Mars as you put on the finishing touches to the overhead escape hatch. On second thought, given your child's score on his most recent science quiz, where he wrote that Pluto was a cartoon dog and not a planet, perhaps a copy of the video Muppets in Space would be more appropriate. Step 7, point the way to the finish line. You guys are doing great together. What a fantastic team you make. But remember, you're just the co-captain on this mission. Make sure your little Captain Kirk takes control of the bridge and drives the project home, okay? Let him experience the satisfaction as he basks in the glow of taking home first prize for his impressive creation. Congratulations to your child on a job well done. You must be so proud of his achievement. Well, that's the view from the bleachers. Perhaps I'm off base. I'm Tim Jones, and good luck on your child's upcoming science fair project. One more suggestion. If your science fair experience is anything like mine, well, you might want to increase your homeowner's insurance. I'm just putting that out there. Bye now.